Welcome to another S&P Futures day trading recap on my Apex paid account, where I'll be able to withdraw profits without incurring any of the losses. You can sign up for your own Apex account with my link in the description and use my coupon code for 80% off all monthly fees. I try a failed second entry long setup when I see a pretty convincing downward channel form and I'm able to get an entry below the EMA. Unfortunately, price pretty much immediately reverses back up after my entry and I quickly get stopped out for my first loss. I don't think this was a bad trade necessarily, but I probably could have waited for more confirmation of sellers before going short here. So I actually get stopped out on that last trade by some very big bull bars. They were so big that I instinctively decided to open a long position. Al Brooks describes extremely bullish price action to be always in long, and that usually the second you start to wonder if it's too late to jump in, you should jump in, which I did. After bears try to reverse the bullish momentum but seem to fail, I add another contract above my entry to lean into the bullish momentum. Sure enough, it continues rallying and I'm able to secure a solid win on this trade. Price retraces a bit after that strong bull run, and I get an opportunity to fade this counter trend breakout with a second entry long setup above the EMA. Unfortunately, once again after my stop order entry, price immediately reverses and I get stopped out. Fading countertrend breakouts is usually pretty high probability, but in this case, the EMA did not appear to provide any support, so I should have been a little more wary about playing the setup here. Similar to the previous situation, I once again get stopped out by some very strong momentum. This time it's bearish. I identify an always in short scenario and jumped in short. Price starts to consolidate for a little, but I remain patient as usually price will continue in the same direction after consolidation. I make a little mistake here though, as I accidentally added another contract. At first, I think about just letting the bigger size trade play out, but I just wasn't ready for the bigger risk here, so I quickly exit out of one for a small profit, and a second contract hits the original profit target shortly after. I notice a potential double top form, and I'm able to take a second entry short to play this bearish setup. Price consolidates for quite a bit after my entry, but I stay patient and let it fully play out. It takes a while, but price eventually does come down and hits my profit target. Feels good to be rewarded for my patience, and it's trades like these that make me not want to adjust my trade parameters no matter what after I enter the trade. This trade was a really dumb one that's a little embarrassing. I took it because it looked like the EMA was acting as strong resistance, but my entry was just horrible because I went short at the bottom of this very clearly ranging price action. I averaged down with another contract at the upper trend line of a bigger bear channel that coincided with the EMA and adjust my profit target to maintain the 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. I get a little unlucky here as price taps my profit target multiple times before reversing all the way back up to stop me out. I really should have identified the ranging price action and entered with a limit order at the top of the range to play it down to the bottom like I did with the second entry. But my terrible first entry gave me an average entry that was right in the middle of the range, which made it very hard to hit my profit target. This loss was a combination of bad luck and bad execution. Just a bad trade all the way through, and unfortunately, it's my third loss of the day, so I had to stop trading here. It's kind of interesting how just one tick can turn an amazing trading day into the barely profitable mad day that I ended up having. I try not to put too much emphasis on P&L, but when it's a paid account that you can withdraw from, it's harder not to think about that. I have to remind myself to focus on refining my setups and let the profits and losses fall where they may. Honestly, I had such poor execution on that last trade that I didn't deserve to win it, which makes me feel a little better about taking that loss. In general though, was still content with a small net profit despite winning and losing the same amount of trades, which was due to my winners being slightly bigger than my losers. This was not intentional, but I'll take it. The account is now sitting at 51,131. We're still in great shape, and I intend to keep it that way by continuing to follow my risk rules and improve my ability to identify good setups. As always, thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you're notified of the next time I post a trade recap. In the meantime, I'll continue posting daily profit and loss updates in my channel's community tab.